We've arrived at a top secret location to be one of the first people in the UK to play on the Xbox 360. Xbox 360 is the first of the next generation consoles to be launched in the UK this year, and here it is. I'm sure somebody thought this was really cool when they designed it. I have to say I wouldn't go for this look myself, but it's certainly an improvement on the previous X-Brick. I think it looks a little like a beer cooler. 1, 2, 3, 4, and all your beer is cold and you're happy. Gaming on.
It's the next generation of gaming. It delivers the most amazing games you'll ever see. It's an evolution of Xbox Live, so you can connect to friends and family in a way that you've never been able to do so before. This is the Xbox Live area, so here I've signed in as my gamer tag, that you can see how many games you've played. Every game actually comes with a number of points. If I've got millions of points, I've played lots of games and completed them. If I've got 2 points, I've not played any games and completed none of them. I can access my messages. I can access my friends list, so up to 100 people can be on my friends list. If they're watching a DVD or listening to music, I can see what they're doing and invite them into an Xbox Live chat or into a game, whatever it might be. And then Marketplace is this new concept where I can actually go and see what new downloadable content is available for me. Maybe some movie clips or maybe some music clips or something like that. So already you can see how Xbox Live is evolving from just an online gaming service to something that's a bit more entertainment based. Where we think a lot of people will spend a lot of time is in this, what we call the media section. If you, for example, wanted to watch a DVD movie, you can put it in, listen to a music CD. The click of a button, you can open and then close the tray wirelessly. You can just put it in there.
But that's not all the Xbox 360 can do. It can connect to many other entertainment devices.
We've got an iPod Nano. Many people now have a digital camera. And any other digital storage device. Here we've got a PSP, for example, which we've got some photos and music stored on. And they're just plugged in through the USB connections. In this instance, why don't we listen to a little bit of James Blunt, Man of the Moment, and instantly it's streaming music from my iPod through the 360, and I can listen to a bit of James Blunt. And if I was feeling particularly mellow, I might put on some interactive visualizers and spin around and get off my tits. It's a bit early for that, to be honest, so we won't bother with that. It's giving me a bit of a headache. But again, you can see how very simple it is to be streaming this music that you've got in your pocket in your sitting room, living room environment. Now, while I'm doing that, maybe I want to look at some photographs as well. But notice now we're streaming content of 2 different devices through my television in the sitting room. My wife loves this. She now can see a reason to have an Xbox because she's seeing her favourite photos, listening to her favourite music, sitting, relaxing in an armchair. So that's quite exciting. So while I'm doing that, I was off with the digital camera. But this is actually stuff that's stored on my PSP, so it recognises that as well. It's a way of converging and bringing all this entertainment you've got stored on other devices through the wonder of convergence on the Xbox 360 and experience it in your sitting room. Here I've actually connected to a PC. It's actually a media center PC. I can plug my TV into it, so it uses the hard drive to record and watch live TV. I'd also have things like music, pictures, videos, but because it's connected, it's taking the user interface from the PC and replicating it through the 360. But this is now effectively watching TV on my Xbox 360 through a PC. And don't forget, while I'm on this, because it's all through the 360, I can still access my friends list here. So the community is always connected. Now next year we'll be releasing a video camera as well, so we can actually have live web chats whilst I'm watching TV on my Xbox 360. So one of the things, obviously, we've shown you the media center, so it will actually attach either through a wired or a wireless network to a normal Windows XP PC. One thing, functionality you don't get is the TV and video functionality, but streaming pictures, streaming your music, that all works absolutely seamlessly.
But I'm eager to find out just how it plays. We've been invited to play a selection of the format's key launch titles. You've got 3 different characters, much like in the Lost Vikings of old, and they've all got different abilities. So to get through any one given level, there'll be all sorts of different obstacles. But if you play just one character, you wouldn't be able to pass them all. So you've literally got to use every character to get through the levels here. So it's not just a button bashing exercise, you've actually got to think about who you want to use where to get through each puzzle. Chidda's on the X, Pummelweed's on the Y, Major Ruin is on the B. I'm going through what is the tutorial at the moment on this game, and it's teaching me how to basically attack other units, how to scale walls, and use the special abilities. So if I want to climb this wall with this character, I use the left analog stick here. And because he's very strong, he's able to climb. So I'm just having to dodge cannonballs there. One actually just hit me to get over. Also, the terrain is destructible, as you just saw there. One cannonball completely destroyed the tower that I was climbing next to. So far, it's quite hard to really know what's going on. I feel a little bit overwhelmed in this quite simple environment. But that's probably mostly to do with the fact that I'm just playing a tutorial. Oh, I'm a plant. Right, so here I'm using one character who's got the ability to charge up into a ball and actually go through this tube. But if I wanted to solve a different puzzle, I'd have to switch characters and do something else. Right, I'm going to switch character back to the other guy. Can grab a troll with RT and stick to his back. That sounds like a cool thing. Oh. It seemed to be aimed more for a younger audience. It was quite awe-inspiring in terms of the graphics and the environment. You had a lot of very big things, a big feel, so the spikes were all really big and the metal and the bolts were really big and the monsters were quite colourful. So I really sensed a fun atmosphere. It was also quite strategic as well because you had to pick between your characters.
Things like the armadillo type creature, where you've got to go a half pipe type thing to get over into next things. I mean, you might think plant, oh crap, but to be honest, it's got some really good moves, like with the beating up, where you use the left and right trigger to control the left and right hands, and you can get some really good combos going on that.
Well, basically, the game type is not my favourite. At the end of the day, everybody can't like everything, but I did think it was colourful. I saw an element of fun in there, and I think that people, probably in the teenage audience, would enjoy it quite a lot. There's a lot to do, there's a lot going on. You get to fight, you get to solve puzzles, you get to spin around, you get to be a ball, for goodness sake. I mean, it's great. But for people like myself, maybe who are more first-person shooter people, you might find that it's not quite as serious as you'd like.
If you're not into cutesy, pansy type, I want to go out and shoot things. If you're like that type of person who doesn't like children's games, it might not be the type of game that you were expecting or wanting, but if you're the type of person who just likes to have a quiet game, you know, occasionally not having to go out and shoot and not having to go out and kill or drive, then it's a great game. I mean, it is really enjoyable.
So definitely one for a younger audience and quite exciting too.
Cursor towards him, and then aim down the sight with the left trigger.
Ah.
You just need to get sort of remotely close to them, and then at that point you just fire.
I'm not sure if he's dead yet. Oh, it says he's still there, I think, or is that the other man on the ground? Oh, there's a second guy.
And I think there's a guy behind you too.
Where?
There he is.
This guy?
Yeah.
Oh.
So you don't actually, there you go. Good job.
That was sneaky. Oh. You can tell I usually play these games on PC, so I'm not used to using an analog stick.
Yeah, no, it's not a problem.
It does take a bit of getting used to.
You have the ability to traverse a lot of objects, so when you come up to the sandbags, if you're bumping into them, it'll say press A to go over.
Oh, scaling. That's
there
nice.
You go.
Interactive terrain. I think certainly once you get the hang of the controls, it could be quite a...
You're doing good.
It's just a case of getting used to not using a mouse, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
I assume this...
Run away. That's a grenade there.
Oh dear.
That indicator tries to help you out.
Oh, I saw another one. So it tells me where somebody's actually used a grenade.
If someone has thrown a grenade at your feet.
Oh dear. Right, okay. Oh.
Okay, kill those filthy nuts.
I do need to go upstairs.
You could always, you're doing good. Maybe throw some grenades in the upper windows, and that might get rid of some of those chaps that are giving you a hard time.
Yeah, I'm certainly losing a fair bit of health actually, scouting up to these guys. Oh. I think I actually did better the first time. Oh. No, he's dead. He's gone. Oh. It's never enough.
So look to your left there. And then try that way. There you go. Those were guys that were kind of giving me a little bit of trouble last time.
Yes, yes, certainly were. Ooh. I think I keep naturally going for the solitaire control options, unfortunately. Ooh.
Look to your left. There he is.
Hello. I like all the shouting. You can't have a good war without shouting.
Yeah, that's actually, we have a real comprehensive battle chatter system that has over 20,000 lines of dialogue.
Yeah, I was noticing it's not sort of the traditional repeating lines about scrolling through about 3 different insults.
It's actually bigger. It's actually bigger than all of Call of Duty 1 in its entirety, the battle chatter alone.
Right. Now there was a jump, wasn't there? Was it A
There
or?
was, but you want to go back and actually turn the radio on.
Ah, right.
And then you
Oh,
wanna,
here we are. It's
You want
flashing.
to look out at these cargo vessels and on the horizon. So press X here,
Right. Let's get a nice view.
and then you're going to see the Royal Navy start to take care of these little Nazi vessels. with their
Oh, here they
dirty
come.
Nazi cargo.
I'm standing a little close to their artillery fire,
You'll
but
be fine. They got the vessels targeted.
I hope the boys in blue have got a good aim on them today, and there it goes. It's nice sinking action there.
So now you want to turn around and
There's my boys down there, some of them.
yeah, and then you can just jump over this wall right here.
Oh, right. Okay, so, X. It wants me to swap again. So if I go,
There you go.
yeah, they're very British, these guys, aren't they?
Hey, they are.
They just want to drink tea and kill people.
Oh, he's a friendly.
Oh, is he? Oh, sorry, mate.
So then go through this little passageway to your left here.
Ah, yes.
Follow your mates.
Oh, it comes up.
Yep.
Show me who they are. That's nice.
Yes, those are your friends, so keep moving.
Ooh.
Okay, and then follow
right.
him. Oh, maybe not too close.
Violence. Lots of violence.
Maybe throw some grenades in there for good measure. There you go.
Oh. Okay, I'm being shot.
But you're good. Now try to clear out that building. They killed your mate, and you want a grenade.
Oh, he's an
Deserves
enemy.
to die.
Right. Hopefully I'm going the right way
Yes,
here.
yes, you are. You are.
Ah.
All right, now shoot those filthy Nazis in the back.
I think they made a good run for it that time.
Reload your gun.
Which is reloads?
X
Ah.
button.
Yes, I think that might save
You
my
don't want
life.
to go into a small room with an empty gun.
This is a lot of fun.
See, you got the hang of it now. So
Oh, ooh, whoa, wow. Oh, everything apart from the aim, I think admittedly, I'm having an absolute blast here, though I'm doing very badly. Man, that was gritty. I felt like I was in war, apart from the fact that I'm not terribly good with the controls because I'm used to PC gaming. The controls were good, as analog sticks are. They do a good job. I felt like I was in there, and the way you could interact with the terrain was great. The way you could scramble over sandbanks. My personal favourite feature though had to be cocking your rifle and then letting it rip, because there's not enough of that in games. There's not enough realism, and that just, I wanted to play more. I wanted to shoot more Nazis, and that's why you need to buy this game. I liked it. Here we go. Very stylish here in the start. It's all about finesse. It's all about how it looks. See, I'm currently in car. You can see my gloves there. And there you can see another view where you've got just your crucial information available. The rumbling is quite realistic. Drifting around the corners, you feel like your bat wheel is struggling to actually grip the road, and it does feel reasonably real. So I think they've probably tried to make it feel a bit gritty. It's very realistic in the sense that you're actually going through real locations, and if you were to go down there, you'd find a row of trees and you'd find the houses. You've got Las Vegas, you've got everything, you've got London. In fact, London, well, you've got New York, Tokyo, but London I'll just say something briefly about because we're actually playing the game in London at the moment, and you can actually race straight down the road that I'm actually looking at, so it can be quite surreal. If you know some of these streets, you're literally racing down them and, or in my case, bumping into all the barriers available. I mean, you just went through the archway there, and that is there in real life, so, I mean, this is London. I'm driving through real London here. You can see the speed I'm picking up here into the corner and barreling straight into the barricade there. It's quite hard to actually get your car to go round unless you use the drifting. You can look out your window there, see you're actually sitting in your car here, and I think you might see a shattered windscreen there. So they have paid an awful lot of attention to detail with this. The shadows, the sun, everything is very sharp, but it's still very much a case of too fast, too furious sort of feel here, need for speed. It's definitely style over substance again. It's not Formula One, it's not realism, it's not like, you know, very technical shifting gears. I mean, I'm just spending my time spinning on the spot now, which I'm not even trying hard to do. Most people who played this game a lot have all said the same thing, and they've all said that it is very much style over substance. It's about being cool, looking cool, and having fun. So if that's what you're looking for, then that's what you've got. I like what I'm seeing. You feel like you're actually on the road rather than pretending to be on the road. Bad things will happen to you if you get it wrong. There's plenty of room for style, so those of you who want to play it for hours, you're going to be seeing some really fantastic skidding action. And for those who are a bit more of a novice like myself here today, you can just drive around, drive into walls, but still have fun looking at the amazing landscapes and realistic cityscapes that there are. So all in all, it is nice to see, and it's nice to play.
Jaw-dropping. It really is jaw-dropping. Compared to Project Gotham 2, it's a massive evolution. The second that you actually pick up the pad and start playing the game, you'll realise that you can't help anything from the quality of the graphics, especially when you're viewing it on a HD TV, through to the motion blurring effect, through to subtleties like when you notice the analog stick a tiny bit, the car suspension moves you further to the left or to the right than what you're expecting, as it would have in the old games. The route editor is basically something that allows you to actually create your own track rather than having to use the predefined ones. It really is as simple as moving the cursor to where you want the race to start, selecting checkpoints and then connecting it back up, or what's new with PGR3 is that you don't actually have to have a circuit. I was having a go before and you can literally just have point-to-point racing, which is new.
Style over substance, skidding, corners. Me skidding into corners was quite a feature of the video, I hope you don't mind. I did enjoy the game. I think fans of the original series will be happy to see that the graphics are obviously a lot more beautiful. You've still got that feeling of your back tyre sliding out, you're hitting the marbles, you're trying to get around the corner better than your best mate, you're trying to look the man. That's all still in there. They're talking about more realism in terms of the physics of driving. To be honest, I think they have improved it. I wouldn't say this is Gran Turismo though for the Xbox 360. What I would say is, if you want to have a good time, if you like Need for Speed, this is going to be good. If you like the old games, you should like this one.
If there's one game I do get, it will be PGR3. I think that sums it up.
So we're loading up now. We've got a video sequence that introduces you to the level first. Joanna Dark back in the action. Although as a prequel, technically she's before the action. Right, okay, so here we are. You can move around, traditional sort of mouse movement here. And it's got everything you'd expect basically. You've got your motion controls and your gun action, you can change guns, you can look at everything. Your environment's completely destructible as well, so you can blow up barrels and destroy things. I've now crouched, so by pressing down your left analog stick, you can actually crouch into a low position to give you an advantage and then move back. I felt that it was quite in-depth. It's quite dark. You feel, as you are here, for example, in this situation, look, you've got spray coming off there, you've got flickering lights. If you look at the floor detail, you know, the oil effects, look at that, just look at that, that's amazing. Oh, wow. That's scary. That looks like a video of a brick wall. Is that moisture? It is. Oh, it looks like a shower room, doesn't it? I mean, the tiles are amazing. They actually look better than the guns. And And there's, you got your bullet hole, you got your deformable terrain there. Oh, I put the threat detector there on. Yeah, look, you see the oil there, the detail is uncanny, and the brickwork particularly, I think, was actually the best example of it. I have been wowed, admittedly, by the graphics, and it's one thing I said I wouldn't come here today and do, was be wowed by graphics. This is next generation consoles, we all know they look good, but to be brutally honest, it is fantastic. I mean, I've been blown away by them. I think this game is quite slow paced. It feels more strategic for a shooter, really. It's very much not your serious Sam sort of experience where you go charging around and you try and just blow everything up immediately. So this is a thinking man's first-person shooter, and it also looks gorgeous. It's very gritty and very dark, and for me, I think that's good. When you're in the two-player, you get to the store area, and one of you has to hack this control panel here to access the next part of the level. So if you're not playing cooperatively, you're actually going to have a big struggle here, and I'm actually being shot from behind. So this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. If you're not playing the game well, you're going to have a few problems when you are in the cooperative mode. So your friend has got to pull their weight as well as you, and vice versa. We've not seen that in that many games before, so I'm pretty pleased to see it in this game. And look at that there, you see someone shot the hanging sign of the height limit, and it's just bouncing around like crazy. It's great.
It's very Halo-like. A lot of people have been putting it forward as the launcher's Halo. They're not far wrong. I wouldn't quite say it's got the same can't leave it alone good. It has got that, but not in the same quantity as Halo.
Is this a Halo beta? I'm not really sure. It was sexy. The graphics, this is the biggest point for me. I came here today saying that I was not going to be wowed by graphics. It's a next generation console. We all know it's going to be beautiful, but the oil on the floor, the bricks, it looked like shower tiles. I actually thought I was looking at a video of a brick wall in moisture. It was gorgeous.
It's jaw-dropping, absolutely amazing. You get a lot of people saying that trailers for things like Perfect Dark Zero and things like that, they're not amazing. Well, when you actually get your hands on the console, it's a whole different world. They are absolutely amazing.
So what about the game? Well, the guns were responsive. You could kind of feel a bit of that action there as you're firing, you're playing. I liked it. The game could sort of guide you through with arrows. The co-op mode was fun as well, so you can play with your friends. That's always good. I think it's good. I think it's improving on the original in every aspect of the gaming. So you've got the cooperative's better, the graphics are better, the physics is better, everything's better. But at the end of the day, just on the slight con side, at the end of the day, it's the same thing again. So again, if you enjoyed the original, you're going to enjoy this. But if you're looking for something a bit special, a bit different, you might be a little disappointed. Yes, we are in a very opulent hall here. Almost like a regal manor, ready to fight. It's an intergender match, and I'm wearing what appears to be an evening gown now. Okay, it's typical 3D motion. So she's skipping and hopping around, trying to look like she's not afraid, because she is. I'm playing. And so far, getting kicked in the head. There's a jumping kick there. She's posing. Seems to have a lot of Tai Chi action going on here. And I'm getting the feeling that basically if you don't know what the combos are, you're going to die. Yeah, it strikes me as a case of once you know the combos, you're going to get expert versus expert, and then you're going to see some very close, intense battles on here, I think. But certainly beginner versus someone who's played before, I got a pasting. So it's a case of really picking up the game, learning the game, getting used to your favourite characters and getting good with those characters. We're going to have a bounce fest.
We're going to have a bounce fest.
Right. Oh yes, and there we are with the bouncing action, which made Dead or Alive a headline. So, right, let's get stuck in. Some wench fighting going on. And my wench is currently winning. Dead or Alive. Spawned a volleyball game. How's it looking now? Well, it's looking sexier. Everything bounces a lot more. Fans of the original are going to see everything that they liked about the original. What you're not going to see is anything groundbreakingly new. Again, it's really the same old story. Looks gorgeous. There's combos galore. There's lots of characters. You've also got characters to unlock as well, so there's a real sense of achievement and progression in the game. It's a good game, but there's nothing ground-shatteringly new here. So then, my final thoughts for today, what are they? Well, actually, I was left thinking a lot about MSN today, and the way when we were shown the connectivity issues, the fact that you can know when your friend is at home watching a DVD or playing a game, and compare high scores and all this sort of thing and chat with them. That's all great. There's a lot of good games out, so for gamers who are into that, get one. You're going to love it. For maybe other audiences, they're not going to be sucked into the industry, I don't think. Mums at home with vacuums are not going to have the time to sit at home MSNing their friends and chatting about DVDs. So I'm off home now. The Xbox 360 will be available to buy this Christmas.